What's up guys, I'm Time to Live It, and in today's video I'm checking out the April 2025 dev diary for Prehistoric Kingdom, and we've got some pretty cool stuff in here. We've got some news about update 15. Of course, update 14 did just drop a little less than a week ago, so definitely check out the game now. It is also, if I scroll down a little bit, it is on 30% off, which is awesome, until May 2nd, which is actually Friday, so you've only got like 2 days left to get it, and I would definitely recommend it. If you're thinking about getting the game, I would definitely recommend. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. So here we've got the Prehistoric Kingdom Crowny plush. Now I won't be purchasing this just because, you know, kind of broke right now. But if you can help support the team and also want a really cool plushie, definitely purchase this one because it looks pretty cool. And as you can see here, you can check out their Trello where they've updated it a bit. They reached 702 concurrent users, which was the highest that the game's ever seen since launching in early access, which is pretty cool. Of course, as they say right here, might not sound insanely high compared to bigger games, but it tells us that things are going in the right direction, and they definitely are. Also, they've said here that they'll be delivering another patch soon, so that's pretty cool. You know, just to figure out some bugs and stuff. So for update 15, they plan to release it in late June they plan to release the public testing branch version in late June, and the full update in July. I would assume probably later July. And they've talked about this in previous dev diaries, but when they were working on the babies, it was basically all hands on deck for that. So they weren't really working on this stuff for update 15 and beyond. So you can expect it to take a little bit longer. So the first thing that they talk about here for update 15 is some new animal behavior, which I love to see because, for me personally, really the only thing that this game truly needs is the animal behavior. But of course, they plan to address that. Oh, my keyboard disconnected. Okay, so for update 15, they want to build upon the herding and social groups, which is super cool to watch. And they're also looking to add animal look targets, which is so cool. We've got a really cool picture right here of some Triceratops. They're eyeing down this T-Rex who is also looking at them. Probably interested in getting a free, you know, eat an easier snack. We can see a juvenile and a baby over here. Oh, wait, no. A baby and a juvenile. Mixed them up. So that's going to be really cool to see them actually looking at each other. That's going to be so cool. And we're also going to be getting some interactivity between species besides just, you know, yelling at each other. Besides vocalizing and roaring at each other. We're going to be getting some new stuff. So here we can see they're going to be building upon the animal awareness system, which was, of course, the socializing, and are going to support the foundation of combat, which is so cool. Combat coming in update 17, I believe, with fleeing and threatening. We've got a really cool picture right here. This Triceratops, he's like revving up his feet, like a bull or something. And then we've got this T-Rex just sort of backing down. It's going to be cool to see. They just sort of explain how it's going to work. As you might imagine, fleeing forces an animal to run away when they're scared, obviously. And threatening is going to have a completely new animation, which is super cool. And then also the angry vocalizations, which I forgot to talk about in my update 14 showcase. But when animals are low comfort, they will make sad or even angry like sounds depending on their comfort. I think sad is like iffy comfort, and then angry is like awful comfort. Now these threat animations are also going to be used in socially competitive animals like the Triceratops, which is going to allow them to challenge the herd leader, which is going to be pretty cool to also see that. Of course, when combat's added, I'm sure that will expand even more. But for dinosaurs like the Dryosaurus, they're going to opt for the leader for whoever's the largest, which is also pretty cool. Because of course now you can see every dinosaur's individual size. But yeah, I think that's it for this animal behavior section. We've got two really cool photos here. But next up, onto Paleoflora. So this is a new gameplay mechanic that aims to reward players for using foliage from the correct geological area. So obviously, you know, the Torvosaurus right here is going to want the Torvosaurus tanneri is going to want foliage from the Jurassic period in the United States, you know, because that's where it lived. And also, the current in-game plants, the Cenozoic plants, the modern day ones, because we do live in the Cenozoic era, I believe. Those are, from what I've read, I think they're gonna count as the Paleoflora, even though they're not like extinct. They're gonna count as that in terms of like enrichment, which we're gonna talk about later. Here you can see that you're going to go around and be able to dig up these Paleoflora, these 35 different species, all 8 biomes. That's going to be really cool to see. I'd assume that this probably isn't something you're going to want to do like right at the start, because of course it's going to cost a lot of money, but it'll be all right in the future. Once unlocked, they're going to be able to, players are going to be able to find the paleo plants in the foliage menu, which looks to have been redesigned. It looks very cool. And also the modular building menu, obviously. We can see that there's also a new preset for Cretaceous forest, which is really cool. Paleoflora isn't going to be like, oh shoot, it's not going to be absolutely necessary, as you can see from this bar right here. You can have however much or however little you want. However, you are going to be getting some bonuses. So actually we can see all of them right here. You're going to be getting an ecology bonus, which is going to help the dinosaur rating. Oh, also this guy's named Arlo, like from The Good Dinosaur. That's pretty cool. I just realized that. But they're going to be getting an ecology bonus for higher rating, 12%, probably not always 12%, but higher wellness. So when disease is added in update 17, I think it was changed to, when disease is added, it's going to make it so that with the paleo plants in there, there will be less likely a chance for them to get sick, or maybe if they do get sick, they'll be able to heal faster. Actually, I think there's some stuff down here. Yeah, once disease is added in a later update, high levels of Paleoflora will reduce how susceptible animals are to environmental diseases. And we're also going to be getting stimulation for browsing, which we're going to talk about, I think, right now. Yeah. So, yeah, Paleobotany, Paleoflora, Paleoplants, I don't even know. All 3 of them probably work. Paleobotany is coming to the game in update 15, which is going to be so cool to see. Browsing behavior. Browsing is a new enrichment behavior coming in update 15 that will allow herbivores to gain stimulation from grazing on bushes and trees. The more era appropriate the foliage in their habitat is, the more enrichment they will receive, which makes sense. Here we've got a picture of a Brachiosaurus, which appears to be eating from the tree, from what I can see. Also, we've got some Gyrosaurus eating from these little plants down here. Pretty cool. Now, here it says that browsing isn't going to be a substitute for feeders in Challenge, but in Sandbox, they're going to have an option, or they want to have an option, for plants like this, just regular plants, to be able to provide food for your herbivores, which is it's awesome to see this. And as they say right here, this is a highly requested feature, and for good reason. This is going to make doing things like ecosystems and stuff, when more advanced behaviors are added, it's going to make this it's going to make making ecosystems way cooler. And of course, I'd assume this will work with Paleobotany too. Next feature, we've got dietary requirements in new feeders, which is also a bit interesting. This is one of the last parts of the dev diary. So, actually, I'm just going to read straight off, because this is like one of the parts I wasn't really paying attention to when I first read it. Okay, first up, if an animal eats multiple diets, they're going to need them in a habitat to be happy. This change is meant to stimulate the logistics economy by making lesser used diets like fruit, fish, or insects more of a requirement than a suggestion in challenge mode. That makes sense, because I don't really use those, and it makes sense why they're putting that in the game. Exactly how many of the diets an animal wants in a habitat will be determined by species, with some being pickier than others. So as you can see right here for the Leonosaur, it's only getting fruit right now. It's not getting the plants, so it needs to get that a little higher. Also, you're going to need new feeders. and the social behavior, social enrichment is awful right now. Um, Down here, they talk about how they're going to be adding a couple new feeders too, which is really cool. Small food trays, fox or fowl meat slash fish carcasses. I actually had to look that up. It means like fake or artificial, I'm pretty sure. So that's pretty cool to see. That's going to be awesome. Just more feeding options in general because, let's be honest, when you use the ones currently in game all this time, it gets kind of boring. Okay. Next up, we're down to paleobotany again. All right, so we've got like actual images of the type of paleobotany that's going to be added, like the type of plants. These are the temperate biome, from what I'm reading at here. And it seems we've got loads of types. So this is the Platonites. I don't know what era this is from. They look, this one especially right here looks kind of like one that you could see where I'm living right now. The other ones are a little more unique. But that one looks pretty generic actually. These look pretty cool actually. I actually like these a lot. These look pretty interesting. We've got a super small one and a bigger one. And then wait, what are these called? Trocodendroids? I think so. I think that's H is probably like not probably silent. Trocodendroids. Yeah. Okay. And we've also got a tropical plant right here, the fossil cycad Leptocycus. Also, yeah, as they say right here, the variations are very diverse. We can see a lot of difference. We've got a thin one and small. You know, this one's a bit bigger, back to a little thinner. Pretty cool. Also, that's all the features. We got the community spotlight. This looks really awesome. Assassin Spino. This one's also pretty cool. Checking out his tail. This one's also pretty cool as well. Good picks, and I think good picks from these guys. What the heck? So yeah, that's it for this dev diary. Definitely go help support Prehistoric Kingdom on Patreon. But I think that's it for me. Let me just scroll all the way to the top, because why not? And yeah, I believe that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely check out the dev diary. I'll link it in the description. But that's it for me. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.